Mark, I need to talk to you about something serious, Emma said cheerfully to her husband. Mark had just finished a delicious dinner and was now stretched out on the couch, lazily clicking through TV channels with the remote. He didn't feel like moving at all, let alone having another annoying conversation with his wife. But Emma wouldn't give up. Mark, are you even listening to me? Mark closed his eyes. Mark, don't pretend. I know you can hear me. What do you want? He finally replied without even looking at her. Emma sat down next to him. Mark, darling, I was thinking, what if we had a baby? Mark tensed up. Lately, Emma had been talking about children more and more often. Mark tried to avoid the topic any way he could, but Emma was becoming increasingly persistent. They had been married for 5 years. For the first 2 years, they didn't even talk about children. Then Emma's maternal instincts awakened, and she began bothering Mark with conversations about having a baby. But while she dreamed of a child, Mark didn't want one at all. His life was comfortable and pleasant. A caring, beautiful wife, a wonderful homemaker. Emma surrounded him with so much care and attention, more than he had ever received from his own mother. He had never known his father. His mother was constantly searching for a new man to become a father figure, and there were so many of them that Mark couldn't even count. She had no time left for her son, and Mark grew up largely on his own. After marrying Emma, he finally experienced what love and care truly felt like. From morning till night, Emma tried to please him. A tasty breakfast waited for him every morning, and an equally delicious dinner after work. The apartment was always clean and cozy, the clothes washed and ironed, and Emma's face always lit up with a happy smile whenever she saw him. Mark didn't want to change anything in his life. Everything suited him perfectly, and he believed it always would, but it didn't. Now, Mark remembered the first 2 years of marriage as life in paradise. And then Emma wanted a child. At first, Mark tried to talk her out of it. He argued that they were still young and hadn't even had time to live for themselves. Emma seemed to agree, but then everything started again. In the last year, she became completely obsessed with the idea. All conversations were about children. Mark understood perfectly well that if they had a baby, he would no longer be the center of attention. All Emma's care and warmth would go to the child, and only scraps would be left for him, and that was something Mark didn't want at all. He tried to avoid these conversations, but Emma wouldn't stop. And today, of all evenings, she had to ruin his mood. Mark, I'm talking to you. Why are you silent? Emma continued. Emma, I'm tired after work and I want to rest, Mark snapped irritably. And I'm not tired. I also came home from work exhausted, but I still cooked dinner for you, cleaned the apartment, and ironed the clothes. Or does that not count? Oh, Emma, all women do that. It's nothing special. Emma sighed. All right, Mark. Not about that now. I'm talking about a baby. I think we're grown enough to become parents. Suddenly, Mark lost control. He jumped up from the couch and started shouting. I don't think so. Do you hear me? I don't think so. I don't need kids at all. Kids who scream all the time and make a mess everywhere. I don't like children. Do you understand? I don't like them. Emma sat there staring at him with wide-open eyes. It was as if she was seeing him for the first time, from a completely different dark side. Mark stood over her, his whole posture showing irritation. Emma understood he meant every word. She stood up and silently left the room. Mark looked after her and shouted, Go on! Go! I've said everything I wanted to say! Then he sat back down on the couch and started clicking through the channels again. When Mark woke up in the morning, he realized he had slept alone on the couch. He smiled. Well, look at that. Showing her feminine character. I've seen that before. The bed in the bedroom was neatly made. Emma always did that before going to work. Well, didn't even wake me up to move to the bedroom. Didn't wake me up for work either. Fine. It's time she learned who the man of the house is. He went to the kitchen but found no familiar breakfast. He hurriedly ate some sandwiches and went to work in a very bad mood. All day long, Mark felt restless. He couldn't wait for evening to have a serious talk with his wife about her little performance. But when he came home, instead of Emma's usual kiss, he was greeted by silence. Emma wasn't home. Neither were her things. Mark tried calling her, but her phone was silent. He didn't know what to think. He started calling her friends, but they all claimed they hadn't seen Emma. The next day, he searched for her everywhere. She had quit her job, hadn't shown up at any friends' places, and wasn't registered at any hotels. Mark took a short leave from work and went to another city to visit Emma's parents, but she wasn't there either. They didn't even know she had left him. Mark returned home empty-handed. Now, after work, no one greeted him. There was no delicious dinner, no cozy apartment. Everything was exactly the opposite. A few months later, he received the divorce papers. 2 years passed. Mark lived alone. He had a few women during that time, but none of them could replace Emma. Time went on. One day, Mark had to travel to a nearby small town on business. That's where he saw her, but Emma wasn't alone. She was with a man who was holding a small child in his arms. In all the 5 years they had been together, Mark had never seen Emma so happy. She radiated warmth and love. It seemed she was giving it not only to that man and the baby, but to everyone around her. Mark didn't approach them. He understood perfectly well that he had no right to. On the way home, he thought about those 5 years of life with Emma. Only now did he realize that he had never truly listened to or appreciated his wife. Now, from his own experience, he understood the meaning of the saying, "We don't value what we have until we lose it." And he was deeply sorry that he had understood this far too late.